Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. If you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you. If you're forcing a story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So on April 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's going to be a special Zoom event, the full moon messages between myself and Steph over at House of Scrying. And the seats are $25 if you'd like to attend. I'll have the link in the description box. You can go to her Buy Me a Coffee through that link and you can read all about it. Let's see. Channel members, you guys had your third video in the 5-part book series post today, so definitely check that out. And let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, I saw like very vividly just this cicada, like a green cicada. So there's something about the heart. It's bringing me into the idea of broods. They emerge so often, right? There's more rare broods. They emerge so often, like 8 years, 13 years, 17 years. And when they emerge as a collective, their vibration is heard, right? You can hear more cicadas that year. A few years back in my area, a brood was felt. It was so loud. I remember walking out of the fight gym I was attending, and they were just dive bombing people left and right, and it was really hard to even get out of your car. We would run inside, and some people, they'd get out of their car, they'd turn back around. And the interesting thing is that that particular brood, because it was literally like a plague of locusts, it was crazy, it changed how people acted. So their behaviors changed. They didn't go out as much. They didn't, do all these superfluous things. It was almost like you only went out if you really needed to. And it affected behavior, right? It affected human behavior. I'm feeling like this is a continuation of that emergence energy with that cicada imagery. I'll probably be getting this energy for a little while, and I assume that I will up until Aries season. This is about leaving the comfort zone or the isolation that someone has put themselves into. I feel like it could be either or for this particular reading, and there's like this underflowing current that I'm feeling in my solar plexus to this energy about recognizing that this is a collective that's experiencing this, not just you. And it's asking you to allow that powerful energy that you've transformed into to plug back into the grid of human existence collectively to shift what occurs within our species. Oh. The image it's giving me is kind of like the movement of tectonic plates, these massive landforms that shift ever so slightly over time, just shifting over and over so that it changes the landscape. It's not always pleasant. It's not always pleasant. Sometimes that shifting is very violent, right? But like the shifting of the plates, there's something about this collective emerging to shift these tectonic plates of humanity that vents pressure. Okay, what happens is this pressure that builds up is then released, and this is, the whole process. They're giving me like, okay, that's what it is. They're giving me symbols now. So if you're new to my channel, the symbols don't mean that the reading is or isn't yours. It simply means that the symbols, if they resonate with you, pay extra attention. Okay, so the first thing that I was seeing was a tiger, and then that moved into tiger's eye. And it's not just if you're somebody that owns a tiger's eye. There's something very important about a piece of tiger's eye for whoever that symbol is for. I'm seeing a mobile that has stars and the moon, and then a tapestry with a giant Luna moth. It's a very big tapestry. I'm seeing a darker basket that has lavender inside of it. I don't know if it's real or fake, but there's like lavender sprigs. And then I'm seeing a bulldog figurine that holds sentimental value for somebody. And then someone is like having bees come up in their experience. I do feel the sense more that they're living bees and that they're just coming around more than usual at this time. And the next one is, give me a second. I'm gonna need coffee after that one. Jesus, right. Apparently this is a goddess message. I did not realize that. The last one is Hecate. I didn't get the vibe of a dark goddess message until she just showed up. So it makes sense that this feels like whatever collective this is at a crossroads for me. And a liminal space, right? It's like this transition space. There's this, I've been here within this comfort zone and I'm slowly moving out here. the spiritual progression often goes something like this. We learn better boundaries, how to stop overgiving, how to love the self. Well, our energy is focused in the heart, right? And we learn how to heal certain things. And then for some people, they'll learn greater compassion or empathy. And then it sinks down into the solar plexus after that, where we start to strip away elements of the ego, not the ego itself, but the over-identification with the ego that makes our ego very volatile. So this process allows the true self to be donned or garbed, so to speak, and authenticity can then be discovered. And what happens then is that this new purified solar plexus energy, or consciousness, right, then revisits this heart space energetically, and then we start working through heart space matters again, but it's to manage our ability to give and receive money, gifts, time, energy, love. When that's fully learned, and a newly actualized person fully learns that, the heart and sun, which are both very volatile when they are not refined, can then merge, right? If you have the merging of that sort of like volatile heart space with the volatile ego, like that's catastrophe. And that's where a lot of people in this collective work. And through the process of doing that work, we now have this purified state that's starting to merge. You can think of this if, for example, if you've been part of the channel memberships, if you caught the Major Arcana Series, the Red King and the White Queen, after the king has been submerged and drowned and they come together and they merge. You can think of it in this very similar way. If you're interested in those types of topics with the tarot, I covered the alchemical basis of the tarot in the last half of the Major Arcana Series, and the channel membership link is always in the description box. Whoever this message is for, it's like your old self was shed layer by layer through trial and tribulation, because it just keeps bringing me to that image of the drowning of the sulfur. And this is where we start to see and we start to emerge as what we always were but could not see. Okay, and this is powerful, sovereign, a leader. If you've been on this channel for longer than maybe like a month or two, you've heard me talk about the emergence of this collective as we're entering Aries season, and this is coming. So we have pretty much arrived, and this is a turning point in many of your lives where the power that you didn't want to accept becomes apparent to you. This is why Hecate is coming through. That's when she comes through for me. It's almost like she rolls through with like this little thought bubble that says, bitch, put on that crown. And that's whenever I get her messages, this is a very important time inside the collective to really adopt their sovereignty. And this could look like this, right? So for example, some people, they deny their ability to succeed because they sabotage and they run from it, maybe from fear of succeeding or a fear of losing it once they succeed. For others, it can be a fear of becoming a creator because they don't want that creation to receive criticism, and so they lay low and they play small, or they downplay their abilities. For others, it can be their ability to lead, and they decide to follow and to stay safe, right? Whatever it is that we contained within us, it's like the sun can no longer be hidden by our clouds. Okay, and the work that you've done on yourself, within yourself, it has laid any hesitation that you may have bare for you to see. And now, this is where your life truly begins, right? Once you step into yourself, this is where your life truly begins. So Hecate is bringing this forward because she is the goddess of those who aren't afraid of the dark. Right? She carries the torch that illuminates through the darkness. It's that understanding of what is inside of the dark. It's the one that holds the keys to that mystery. She holds the keys for those that aren't afraid to open the doors, right? Other people are afraid of those doors and they keep them locked. They don't want to see the skeletons in the closet, and she holds that key. Keys to the underworld. She's the goddess who isn't afraid to cut things away that no longer serve her, right? To cut through to the truth. And so in ancient times, she was shown with the torch, the key, and the dagger being a little bit more of an element of destruction. And in modern times, she's shown holding a scythe, which is about cutting things away so that new things can regenerate. So we can see the progression of even this goddess energy throughout human collective consciousness, and it's the same progression that whoever this message is for that you've been through. There's something about this volatile destructive energy inside of you that has been rectified, and integrated, so that now when you cut things away or when you see things for what they are, you have the power to regenerate things. This is very much a reader for people who hold and contain the creator energy. And in order to be able to carry the responsibility of the creator energy, you have to, at some point within your life, have been destroyed, right? And have been a destroyer yourself. So this is a very interesting message that's coming through. Her progression as the progression of one of the Dark Mothers is the same progression we experience, especially when you are someone who is a creator that is existing within liminal spaces. So highly advanced psychics, people that experience mediumship, right, who have a high degree of mediumship, people who experience that psychic empathy, being able to feel the feelings of other people when they're not even in your vicinity. Whoever this message is for, your power, the source of your spiritual sun, is highly liminal. Okay, it's definitely tapped into other spaces, and this is what you offer humanity, and this is why she's the one giving this message. It doesn't mean being called to work with Hecate, you can decide if you are or not, but that's why she's giving me this message, is because this is what's happening right now within the human collective. So I'm gonna 1111 as I look up. I am being told, actually I was going to end it, but I'm being told to pull 3 cards. We had the Knight of Wands yesterday, so again a continuation. 2, 4 apparently, and I just heard read the bottom too, so okay. Oh, it's because these two have to go together. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Knight. Nope, keep them this way. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups, and so this is again those psychic spaces, the space of the soul, that deep empathic origin. The water is very liminal, and this is that liminal space, and what it's offering us here is the King of Pentacles. This is our established sovereignty, right, our domain, and with the 9 of Cups, the thing that truly makes you happy. The 9 of Cups is interesting because when we have the 8 of Cups, that is the person who leaves behind what they thought they knew emotionally. They're leaving behind emotionally, psychically, spiritually, the things that they thought they knew, in order to search for something more meaningful, for greater. Every time I see the 8 of Cups, I think about that song, Higher Love. Because it's really the essence of the 8 of Cups. It's leaving to find something of greater value and greater purpose, because that's where our authenticity lies. And that's what the 9 of Cups to the King of Pentacles is saying. This is where we establish our dominion based on this energy. And here we're moving into the Knight of Wands. This is someone's passion that carries them forward. The interesting thing about the Knight of Wands is he's kind of volatile himself. I'm not really seeing that volatile energy because it's being tempered by the last card, which is the theme, which is the Chariot. And so we have this union of the moon and the star of Ishtar from the Chariot into that sun. And so we have that whole alchemical sequence happening again that's talking about the unification and the creation of something new, something that you've probably never experienced inside your life before. And it's all owing to the fact of moving out of this comfort zone and tapping back in. Okay, it's like a collaborative, cooperative effort with people that you don't even know, who are out there, who are connected, because you aren't alone. You're part of this sovereign state, this sovereign field of this liminal sun. So I'm going to leave this here. Whoever's message this is, I hope this resonates with you. If it does, feel free to hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment if this resonated with you, and you can feel that energy for yourself coming up here with the Aries season. Consider checking out the full moon messages, because I know that that's the energy that will be coming through, because we are reading for that particular full moon and what that full moon is ushering into this collective. So until next time.